The Bears are showing solid plans with openness to Arlington Heights community feedback. Hi there, this is Gabby with Nex-Gen Real Estate and Property Management, serving Chicagoland in selling, buying, and managing properties. And if you enjoy content like this, please let us know by subscribing and hitting that like button. Today, I will discuss the next steps of Chicago Bears' move to Arlington Heights. They plan to build more than just a stadium, but a mixed-use development that will increase housing inventory, boost the economy, and provide world-class entertainment in the area. Amid government officials' guarantee of support, the Bears have to contend with some concerns about property tax raises that could come from the public subsidy. So let's get down to business. Here are the next steps of the Chicago Bears move-in. On September 8th, the Bears officially conducted an informational meeting with the Arlington Heights residents about this planned redevelopment of the Arlington Heights International Racecourse. It was held in the gymnasium at John Hersey's high school. There, the Bears showed their $5 billion projects for the stadium and mixed-use development. In the same meeting, the Bears pledged to reimburse Arlington Heights Board for the cost of hiring 2 consulting firms to conduct economic and transportation impact studies. The board paid for a traffic study to address concerns about the traffic congestion. The findings of this particular study states that Arlington Heights would need an effective transportation system, which means millions of dollars in transportation infrastructure. The economic impact study also shows the promise of more than 50,000 jobs, more than $1 billion in revenue for the community. The Bears firmly state that they will build the football stadium with their own funds, so the $1 billion price tag on the ambitious stadium is not in Arlington Heights residents' pockets. Rather, it's the mixed-use development that will provide different challenges in funding. The Bears team said, while the Bears will seek no public funding for a direct stadium structure construction, given the board long-term public benefits of this project, we look forward to partnering with the various governmental bodies to secure additional funds and assistance needed to support the feasibility of the remainder of the development. The project is unquestionably much more than just a stadium. It will involve entertainment, retail, and housing. Although the project is under intense planning and negotiations, the Bears promise amenities that the neighborhood can use, such as new parks and open spaces, restaurants, businesses, hotels, fitness facilities, and other improvements. The Bears envision this development to be a mixed-use district anchored by the new best-in-class enclosed Chicago Bears Stadium, which will make a new sporty home worthy of hosting global events such as the Super Bowl, college football playoffs, and Final Four. As the Bears move forward with their planned move, Arlington Heights has some reservations. The Arlington Heights Village Board unanimously rejected a proposed ordinance. This proposal would have prohibited Arlington Heights from offering tax incentives, abatements, or fee reductions to any businesses wanting to open a site inside village limits. The board members opposed the ordinance, arguing that it would make their community less competitive than others in drawing a variety of businesses. They all agreed that the way it was drafted would restrict the village from supporting future projects and businesses in addition to Chicago Bears. I do not support such an extreme amount of restrictive ordinances that prevent this board or any future board from making the needed financial decisions for the common good and for the best future of our village, said trustee Nicole Gress. The contentious petition comes from the conservative group Americans for Prosperity, funded by Charles and David Koch. The group will still persist to oppose public funding for the project. If enough signatures from 12% of the registered voters are collected, the initiative could be placed on a ballot even without trustee approval. The group found a lot of support from the University of Chicago professor Alan Sanderson, who said that there is little financial gain and a lot of danger in football stadiums. The group also showed how Chicago itself will still pay for the renovations of Soldier Field, long after the Bears leave the site. The Arlington Heights board said that petition would lead to competitive disadvantage for the community. They want to examine the financial commitment they will have to the Bears development so that it's a win-win for both the Bears and the village of Arlington Heights. Mayor Tom Haynes said, "We don't think it's something that's in the best interest of the village. If something like this is enacted, then all those businesses are going elsewhere. And how will that benefit our residents?" Let's change our gears and let's look at the most exciting part of Chicago Bears' next steps. Projected impact of the Bears development. The Bears organization is especially committed to ensuring that the project benefits Cook County and Chicago area and the people of Illinois every day. The construction alone would create more than 48,000 jobs, $9.4 billion in economic impact for Chicagoland, and $3.9 billion in labor income. Once the district is complete and open, there will be more than 9,750 long-term jobs, $1.4 billion in annual economic impact for Chicagoland, and $601 million in annual labor income. It will also generate $16 million in annual tax revenue in addition to property taxes for Arlington Heights, $9.8 million for Cook County, and $51.3 million for the state of Illinois. But amid these promising economic progress, both growth and tax revenue annually, residents worry about traffic and congestion in Arlington Heights. The stadium is expected to accommodate more than 61,500 capacity of Soldier Field, so it will lead to 1,000 more cars into the site bordered by Route 53, Route 14, New Wilkie Road, and Euclid Avenue. And the residents are also concerned about overcrowding that could congest roads and public spaces. Currently, the plans show heavy use of Metro Arlington Park Station on the up northwest line, 2 new underpasses at Route 53 and Northwest Highways, connecting the parking improvement to ramp at Euclid and pedestrian underpass at the Arlington Park train station, or a grade separated crossing to keep fans safe. The Arlington Heights Village Board trustees are apprehensive about the impact of the Bears residential and commercial district in their downtown area. They fear that the shops there will compete with local businesses. Trustee Jim Tenaglia said, "I am all in on getting this done for this redevelopment agreement, but I can't buy into this site plan. I can't buy into what it means and how detrimental I think it will be for our businesses downtown." Local entrepreneurs have realistic and hopeful expectations about the stadium. They said that this could help both new and current businesses. They want the development to plan well so that there's enough business for everybody. Another point of friction during the meeting was the matter of public transportation and accessibility to a new stadium. The Bears and the Arlington Heights Board disagreed on solutions to heavier traffic on game days. The Bears proposed simply improving the current Arlington Heights Metro station, but the board wants a new train station to facilitate the large crowds. And the last contentious issue in the Bears proposal was the funding. Arlington Heights officials say they would need to see the financial benefits of the mixed-use district before they can agree to dedicate public funding to build it. On October 12th, the Arlington Heights Plan Commission endorsed unanimously the village board, the zoning amendment for the Arlington International Racecourse site. This will allow developers to build a sport betting facility there. The ordinance mandates that this sporting betting facility is part of an approved professional sports stadium. Under the current NFL rules, the Bears could partner with a sports betting operator that would legally hold the state sports wagering license, where they have the sponsorship agreement with Rivers Casino in Des Plaines and its Bet Rivers Sportsbook since June 2021. On November 7th, the Arlington Heights Board of Trustees approved the Bears pre-development plan. It is non-binding but an agreed-upon framework and goals for the development of the site. The Bears officials say that it is a good faith agreement to work together to cooperate towards the exploration of the redevelopment of this property. Both the Bears and the Arlington Heights community seem optimistic about this development. The Bears will close on the Arlington Park property by late 2022 or early 2023. All things considered, the Bears have a long way to go actualizing their stadium, given that the project is a billion-dollar project. It is inevitable to encounter several arguments and issues. The Bears and the Arlington Heights Village Board will go through all processes and get a successful outcome for the team, Arlington Heights, and Chicagoland. So what do you think about Chicago Bears' next step? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, where's your future?